Good morning and welcome to the weekend meeting here on my channel. My name is Lance. I'm the North Dakota Carnivore. How is everybody doing this morning? So, just another beautiful Sunday morning here. The sun is out. Just a wonderful day. The meeting that we had yesterday, I ended up having to take that down. I inadvertently put up some personal information that shouldn't be out there. So I ended up taking that meeting down. I was going to try to edit it out, but then I found out that you can't, or I'm not able to, I don't know, at least not with StreamYard. I'm not able to edit live streams. So instead of having the personal information out there, I chose to take it down and remove it from public viewing. I still have it. I just don't have it displayed. So let's see. Hey, good morning, John. How are you doing today? John, together strong, sharing experience, strength, hope, one day at a time. Absolutely. John says, hello, everyone. It's what it's all about. Sharing your experience so others can learn from what you've done, and hopefully they can get a better life out of what's going on. A chocolate caramel element this morning, hot, with a couple of drops of iodine in it. Because I know I've been iodine deficient for quite a while. So I don't mind doing that. And so what do you have going on today, John? Is it just another normal Sunday morning for you, or do you have anything special planned for today? I know I got one of my granddaughters here, and I know I'll be going ice skating at least once today. We have open skating this afternoon, and after this meeting, we'll have our Carnivore Quest meeting, and then football's on. So my wife's really excited about today's game. She thought yesterday was Sunday, and she was upset at noon when the Steelers weren't playing the Bears yesterday. She so wants to watch that game. It's funny because I grew up as a Bears fan. She's been a Steelers fan, and it's just, she was really excited to watch that game yesterday, and it wasn't on. She was really upset. So I just got done watching the Dr. Kiltz live, and I actually think he might still be on. He gets on a roll. He's so fun to watch on Sunday mornings. He is done now, but he's a lot of fun to watch Sunday mornings. I actually like watching him whenever he's on because he gets really wound up on stuff, and it's fun to watch him. Today, I was planning on having chicken wings today after watching Larry's video yesterday. And I forgot to take them out of the freezer, so I might have to go to the store this morning and pick some wings up. It's not what I really want to do, but yeah, it just might have to happen. So other than that, it's just been another fun night last night. I did a live stream with Coach Robin Heron on Carnivore's Grandma. That was an awesome, fun time there. She is a great host. We had a lot of fun talking, and getting to know each other and sharing a lot of my story. You're doing a deep dive into the research of metabolic health and stay away from cults. I see the carnivore community. Oh, you're trying to stay away from the cults that you see in the carnivore community nowadays. Yep. There are some that are really dogmatic about it. And I think a lot of people just get a lot of healing by eliminating all the processed foods out of their lives. Now, I've tried just having, what do you call it, going out to a restaurant and eating in the way they've cooked the food, just getting a triple bacon cheeseburger, no bun, no lettuce, no nothing, just the meat, cheese, and bacon. And the next day after eating that, I felt like I got run over by a truck. So some people do need the higher level of healing that would come with doing stuff like this for a strict carnivore diet for a while anyway. Fullen Kingover, good morning. How you doing? Doing great. How are you doing this morning? Miriam says hi to John. CJ, good morning. How are you today, CJ? Jay and Jazz? Is this Jay or is this Jazz? How you guys doing? But yeah, John, it's a lot of people can be really dogmatic about what they're doing with the carnivore diet. And the first probably 6-8 months that I was on it, I was probably that way too, because I really wanted to get everybody to feel as well as I did. I've learned a lot in the last year since then, or 8 months, 10 months since then. QPB, good morning. How are you today? It's another beautiful Sunday morning. What do you have planned for today? So my plans, again, we're going to watch some football. I'm probably going to run to the store as soon as I get done with this and listen to another live that I listen to on my phone while I'm shopping. So I got to pick up some wings. Got to have some chicken wings today to watch the game, right? I mean, it's Sunday. It's football. And nothing says football more than buffalo wings. If you don't believe me, you can ask my friend Aaron if he comes in this morning. Chicken wings and football are the way to go. So, for the new people in here, CJ, Yari, Fullen, QPB, are you guys carnivore, or do you eat the carnivore diet at all? QB says she's blessed. Oh, absolutely. I've been blessed for a long time. I was blessed when I found my wife 31 years ago. And every day that I've had her ever since, I've been blessed. John, Together Strong, I've been on this path for 20 years. It all worked for me at one time until it didn't. This journey is like an onion, always another layer. Yeah. And, I was never really concerned about my weight until my blood pressure got out of control and I was put on blood pressure medications. And that caused me to gain a lot more weight than what I was. I was comfortable sitting at 275 pounds. I didn't look like I was obese or really chunky or anything like that. I carried the weight very well. But when I got to 347 pounds, something had to change. That was just ridiculous. And that didn't happen until I got my high blood pressure on 5 different medications, and each one had the slight side effect of causing weight gain. Now, does it cause that for everybody? I don't know. I don't think so. I think I just got lucky in that respect, but it does happen, and I wish it wouldn't, but it does. I was going to put this up earlier. I just got busy rambling on. So just hanging out and talking like this in the mornings, it makes such a big difference for me because it keeps me accountable and it helps me to, go through all the things that can happen to me over the weekend through the day to get my mindset right. Now, one of the things that happens to me when I drink this hot element, this is the chocolate caramel, because we keep our house cool. My nose will end up running when I get too warm in here. But it's good, and I need my iodine, so that's what we're doing. And one of the things that a lot of people, and I'll disagree with a lot of the influencers out there, is on the tracking. Anybody that's having trouble on their carnivore journey or even their keto journey or ketovore or whatever diet they're having, if you're having trouble and you're not tracking your calories from fat and calories from protein and calories from carbs, how do you know if you're eating the way you're supposed to be eating? You hear, and this is where I'll disagree with like Dr. Barry and a bunch of those other influencers out there. I'll disagree with them about the importance of tracking. So keep eating. Oh, you don't do the carnivore diet? Okay, that's fine. Everybody's welcome here. I don't mind. And one of the things with the carnivore diet is when people find out you're supposed to eat a high-fat diet. What does a high-fat diet mean? People don't know. If you are eating skinless chicken breasts, trim pork chops, sirloin steaks, that's not a high-fat diet. That's still a very low-fat diet. That's as low as you can get with fat and meat. It's still a low-fat diet. And I think that's what happens to a lot of people. They don't realize what cuts of meat actually constitute a high-fat cut of meat. And to me, that's really a hard thing to do, is to get that right. When I first started, it took me just a little bit. I had done 2.5 months worth of research into that, so I understood what I needed to have. But even when I first started out, the first couple of meals I had, I realized that I was really low on my fat, so I ended up having to add a lot of butter. John Together says, unlike you, my weight wasn't an issue for my journey. It started out for me to reverse diabetes. Yep. My top weight was 367 pounds. You're at 192 now. That's awesome. But you're still bathing in insulin resistance. Yeah. The insulin resistance is so crucial for health, or not having insulin resistance. Insulin sensitivity is so crucial. And people don't realize that. And doctors won't check your insulin levels unless you fight them tooth and nail to do it. So it's really hard. And that's one of the things where the fatty meat comes in, because that helps. Now, the insulin resistance, where it becomes a problem, is that before you're ever diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic, you've got 10 to 20 years of elevated insulin levels that could have been caught on any blood work if they would have checked it 10 to 20 years prior. And then every year that you're a diabetic after that you know about and you're taking medication for, your pancreas just keeps getting worn out and worn out and worn out. Have you ever had your C-peptide checked, John? To see if your body is still making your insulin like that? The C-peptide is a byproduct of the insulin, or it's not quite made insulin yet. And like if you're taking exogenous insulin, a shot or anything, you can check your insulin level and you can check your C-peptide to make sure that your pancreas is still producing the proper or within range of your insulin. So that helps. John says, I'm right. I don't agree with Barry about eat until you're full. By the time I already overate protein, yeah, I am the exact same way. That satiety signal that they're talking about, I don't get that. And that's one of the other reasons why I have to track. I track everything I eat, especially in the first 90 days that I did this. I tracked everything I put in my mouth. I found some of the stuff I bought when I went to scan it with my for my Fitbit app wasn't in there, so I had to manually enter stuff into it, and that was a pain in the ass, but it was something I had to do. Yeah, I don't mind doing it. It helps me to know what is going on with my body, and it helps me to lose weight. Going from 300 and when I started Carnivore, I was 335 pounds. At the end of October, I was at 215 pounds. It's a 120 pound weight loss. I've lost a couple of pounds, but wasn't about the weight. The weight wasn't what I was doing this for. I actually stopped my weight loss because I thought I was losing weight too much too fast. So, well, look at this. My friend Juliet Edens has shown up. Good morning, Juliet. Thought you was working today. It was nice to see you here. It was nice to see you last night on Coach Robbins live last night. That was nice to see you there too. You were there too for a bit, weren't you, John? So it was actually a fun time. Robin's a really great person, a really great host to be talking with on there. Oh. Well, and good morning, Michelle Bell. How are you today? It's nice to see you here. And John and I were just talking this morning, discussing our tracking and stuff like that, because like me, John doesn't get that satiety signal where he's got to stop. He can overeat, and he's had type 2 diabetes. He's lost a tremendous amount of weight, went from 367 down to 192. So, yeah, good morning. Yep, what's up, Bam? Rice Biscuit, how are you today? Again, John, yes, the test just did all my labs and adjusted my protocol. I'm off of all heart medication and diabetes medication. You had a 5 bypass surgery 4 years ago, and your fat cells are insulin resistant. Yeah. And that's what Jenny Minich, actually, if you watch her, she has some really good information on insulin resistance and lipotoxicity on her channel. She's got some really good stuff that she has on there. Yep. And you were at the live last night. And Julie says, hi, John. Last night I worked Saturday and Sunday in my study day, but no PhD homework. Yeah. That's nice not to have the PhD homework. So are you actually in the PhD coaching class doing that with Dr. Barry's stuff? And Shelby having a great start to my day. Yeah, it's a beautiful day out there. I started my day out listening to Dr. Kiltz on my Bluetooth while walking on my treadmill, which is on the other side of my desk here, looking out my window and getting the sunlight. I can take the top part of my window down so I get straight sunlight onto me, which is really nice to have, especially when it's 30 degrees outside. don't get cold, I stay warm because I'm walking. And it was just a wonderful morning to take a nice, 35-minute walk. Bride's used to have broken hormones, but in the other direction, I don't get hunger signals correctly because of my decades of carb addiction. That is so true. So head food noise, not body signaling. Yeah, the food noise can be really bad, and it's hard to get over a lot of that. For me, having the higher fat foods, and even when I did have something that was high in fat, if I cooked it with tallow and then put a lot of butter on it, that really helped the food noise later on. So that was nice for me. Oh no, you failed the last PhD quiz. That's a tough one. I hate failing quizzes. Yeah, it's a perfect example when tracking must be. Yeah, failing the quiz is not fun. I hate when some of the questions on these quizzes are like, well, it could be this, but that's not what they're looking for, is it? Bell, I need to start using my mom's treadmill since I don't have one, and it's too cold to walk outside. Yeah, I use I can't remember what this one is called. It's just a walking pad that I actually got off of Amazon, and I think it was only like $120, so it wasn't that expensive, and it's actually pretty nice. Deer Run, that's what it was. The Deer Run. It's pretty nice to have, especially when it gets 40 below zero and you want to go outside and you don't want to walk. That gets rough. You mean insulin sensitivity for your fat cells? Now just need to wait for the rest of my systems to catch up. You're getting there one day at a time, and sometimes it does take a long time to heal the body from all the crap that we've done to it. We've really abused our bodies a lot, especially with the standard American diet. It gets really bad. Brian Spears said, I was accepted in a PhD program but couldn't make it work financially. I did Dr. Westman's Carnivore course, and I'm working on finishing a biology degree program in the spring after a 4-year hiatus. Yeah, it's tough getting back into learning stuff if you've been out of school for a while. So I completely understand that. I've been out of school, so I'm actually doing the Dr. Kiltz course right now and getting back to studying and remembering what you studied, taking tests. It was a different mindset. Julie D says, it's nice fried biscuit. Chobel says, oh, that's not bad at all. Yeah, the treadmill is actually not that expensive. Then I was actually looking at one here in town, full-size treadmill. I want my wife to use the treadmill, and she won't get on this one. I bought this for her, thinking she would walk on it and would help her diabetes just to get out and get movement. And she won't walk on it because she doesn't have anything to hold on to because it's just a pad. You just walk and there's nothing to hold on to. So if you move a little bit side to side, there's a possibility of stepping on the part that's not moving and it screws you up pretty quick. But there's a cheaper $500, $600 treadmill that I've been looking at. Just, I don't know, last year when I was looking at this treadmill, I'd looked at Shields here for treadmill a couple times, and then when I actually wanted to go and buy it, it was around the state basketball tournaments here, and one of them was being held in Minot. And I went to Shields to look at the treadmills again, not thinking that, we have a big tournament going on. And that $590 treadmill was $1,500. Same treadmill. They just jacked the price up by $1,000. And I was like, what the heck? And when stuff like that happens, I tend to stop going to stores that do that. So I spent probably 6-8 months and haven't gone to there. Well, what would it be? About 6 months because I just went there the other day for the first time. Um, but that treadmill's back down to $500, so I don't know when they brought it back down. Again, chocolate caramel helmet. It's delicious. No coffee now for 15 days. This morning, no ringing in my ears. I had no ringing in my ears yesterday until right before I went on with the carnivorous grandma, Robin, her. Right before I went on to her live with her, that's when the slight ringing came back. And then shortly after that, it was over. I went to hockey, so I didn't even notice it anymore. Bridesview says Amazon has great deals on walking treadmills. Yes, they do. You got one with a 5-month no interest plan, and it goes 6 miles an hour, which is fast enough for me. Absolutely. This one here, I think, goes up to 5, and I've only had it to 3.5 on a slow jog. I did that once, and I've said this here since I left the military. If I'm running, kill whatever's behind me because I don't like to run. You read PubMed. Oh, you read PubMed almost daily. You're fascinated by biology. It's funny because in my career it was always about physics. Yeah. What'd you do for a career, Bryce Biscuit? That you're involved with physics. That's awesome. Can you set chair backs beside on the walking pad? Yes, you can. There is room. Like I have it on right in front of my desk. So where my laptop is sitting right here, it's on a elevated little platform. And when I feel myself wandering, I just reach out and I touch that to be able to center myself back to where I need to be. Because I do that too. I've done it where I haven't had that and I've had to jump off because I've screwed up not paying attention. Because if you look down and watch where you're walking, when you stop, you're all like, whoa, it just really messes with your vision and everything. And it's kind of different. John, during the winter and days I cannot walk outside. I use a cheap wooden box and step up and down. Works for me. Yeah, that even doing steps like that is a really good workout. I do have one of those steps over here that I used to use for one of my insanity workouts. I don't remember which one it was. It was one with Sean T that I used to do. That guy kicks your ass when you're working on them. Bride's Vistas, you pay $179 for yours. Oh, you get the foldable, and although a walking treadmill, it goes faster than I can run at this point. Great for winter. Yeah, when you get all less. Yeah, that's actually why I like having it where it is right now in my office, so I can open up that window and I can get direct sunlight, not through a window. It makes a big difference in how I feel, getting that direct sunlight. Brisbane, yes, I keep mine below 3. I hate running. Yeah, running is never the. I had to do run when I was in the military, and I never liked running when I was in the military either. So I'd rather just not run. It's too much stress on the bones and the back. Yeah. Julie says I should do a live with my wife. I would love to get my wife to come on here and do anything like this here. She's just so shy. You guys could join Doug and you and later see if you like it. We actually talk about nothing. Yeah. And I wouldn't mind doing something like that. But to get my wife to come on here, I think she'd need to go strict carnivore for a little bit longer and have her mental attitude changed just a little bit because it does. I've never done this before, going strict carnivore. I don't like public speaking. I don't like talking to people. I really don't. People ask me how I can do this at work because what I do at work, and I'm like, because I'm not dealing with people there, I'm dealing with employees. They're different. I can deal with coworkers and employees at work, but in public, I don't like talking to people. I don't know what it is. I just, yeah. I just don't like doing it. But I can do that here on YouTube. I can sit here and talk in here, and it's still nerve wracking, but I can do it. Oh, that's good. So, Bryce Biscuits, IT engineer, physics, I guess, how it relates to engineering, it just felt more applicable than esoteric. Yeah, I get that. Bryce Biscuits had bad knees too from osteoarthritis. Yeah, I can't. All the stuff that we did in the military, the marching, the ruck marches, carrying heavy junk, and all the stuff that we had to do, it wasn't really the best thing for your body to go through. But, it was an experience, and I wouldn't change that for anything. I met some really awesome people there, had a great time, and learned a lot. Got to see stuff I never would have been able to see before. Yes, you get it. I hid behind the scenes for months before I did Kiltz Live. Yeah, I remember when you were on Kiltz Live. Dr. Kiltz, just watching him this morning, he was so damn energetic. I don't know how they keep him calm Monday through Friday, watching him on the weekends. On Sundays, he's just crazy. Yeah, it was nerve-wracking, and it really is when you first start doing this. Doing my videos when I first started back in December was really nerve-wracking. It drove me nuts, but I wanted to share what I was doing and how I was feeling. And doing these lives, the first, it's still new to me. Still really, really anxious right before I start doing this. It's you have crippling social anxiety, Bryce. We said, yeah, I get it about public speaking, which is strange because I feel very connected otherwise. Yeah, and even getting on, like when Larry does his members meetings, getting on camera with everybody else, it's still really nerve-wracking. Oh, I gotta turn this off. So that light behind me has different modes. Oh, that's actually over here. So I can do different things with it like this here. And that's actually at the lowest setting for the brightness. That's at 10%. And it only works here in my office when I have my curtains open. Otherwise, it's too dark in my office. But I can sort of play around with it. And, yeah, it gets that bright where. But if I change cameras and I use my camera on my laptop, which is over here, it's not nearly as bad. That just gets too bright. But the webcam that I have just doesn't quite give her that flicker, which drives me nuts. Thank you for the heart, Juliet. John, at first I looked at tinnitus as a nightmare. Found a video by Dr. Canberry saying that there's only 2 reasons for tinnitus: bacterial infection and inflammation. Now tinnitus is a blessing. That tells me when I have inflammation. Yeah. And my tinnitus, the ringing in my ears, actually went away from me for quite a while. When I gave up coffee back in, October of last year, I gave up coffee and I gave up alcohol at the same time. And I went from October until it's probably June, July without coffee. And then I started drinking coffee again at work. Just 1 cup a day in the morning, and that was it. And then I don't remember when it was. It's probably sometime in July that I noticed I had the ringing back in my ears. And it took me a while to associate that with coffee. I gave up coffee here just over 2 weeks ago, 15 days ago now. And since then, I've had hours throughout the day on recently where my ringing has been gone. Yesterday, I went most of the day without any ringing in my ears before it came back. And then, of course, when I went to the hockey game, the place is loud. And I didn't notice any difference in there because of how loud it is. But yeah, I have inflammation from something going on. And the only thing I've been doing differently recently is coffee. So I decided to stop coffee, and it's been getting better. I don't have any ring in my ears right now, which is absolutely great. Hoping it'll last longer today than it did yesterday. It seems to get better every day. So that's all I can hope for is continue to get better. Rice biscuit. I've had tinnitus, and it's been progressive over the last 45 years. I might try an extended fast or eliminate coffee at some point. Honestly, I feel I can't bring myself to hope. You know, I get that too, because I like fasting. Fasting for me is something that's relatively easy to do. I can do 72 to 140 hour fast, 3-day to 6-day fast easily. But I haven't gone beyond that. I know Larry had success with his fast where he did 21 days and he got rid of his tinnitus. And I thought maybe, I might have to do that. But I was thinking that's something for the next year to do. It's not something for me to do right now because I don't see it in my cards, just not something I think I can do right now. Not in the wintertime. Maybe that's a springtime something I can do. Maybe like an Easter fast, something like that. But in the wintertime, after I get over 3 or 4 days, I start to get cold when I fast. So I don't want to do that in the wintertime. We're here in North Dakota. We do get temperatures down to 40 degrees below zero. I don't want to go outside when it's 40 below and have to do anything because that's just crazy. Do I think it's the caffeine or mold? Yeah, I really don't know. It could be a combination of both. I know when I was drinking Black Rifle coffee, that's the coffee I was drinking when I gave up coffee to begin with last October. Once I stopped drinking that, and it was just a matter of days, I had a pain in my left foot that I've always had for, 30 or more years. That's gone away. That went away right away within like 4 days of stopping the coffee. And that was one of the things that I was giving up coffee for, was the last aches and pains that I was having, the last inflammation. Excuse me. But it really made a difference because all the little inflammation, aches and pains went away. And that made a huge difference for me. Is it the caffeine or the mold? I don't know. It could be both. Environmental toxins are just as bad like mold as a lot of other stuff. People like Michaela Peterson have a really difficult time with the environmental issues that go on with stuff. So it could be. I could be sensitive to mold. I know the house that I'm living in right now, this was in the flood that we had here in Minot in 2011. This house probably had 6 to 10 feet of water in it. And I don't know, there might still be something in here that could be causing me issues too. Bryce, same, I'm not pushing too many protocols at once. I totally get it. Yeah. It's carnivore diet, even keto, ketovore, a ketogenic diet. It's an elimination diet. You can eliminate things to get rid of your inflammation and to find out what works for you. And if you do one thing at a time, it gives you an idea of exactly what causes you issues. Like if you do a strict carnivore diet for the first 90 days, and then you want to add in anything. You add in one thing at a time, one thing, and you wait 3 or 4 days to see how your body feels. If you don't have any reaction to it, then go ahead and try it again. If you don't have a reaction to it, awesome. Try something else the next time, but you have to wait a few days in between it. Now, for me, if I have something that my body doesn't like a seasoning, I know about it right away. I had a taco seasoning shortly after. It was like 40 days in the carnivore. I had taco seasoning. We just bought it at Costco. We came home and we made tacos. The next morning, I woke up. I felt like I got run over by a truck. I hurt so much everywhere. Bryce just said, I have no idea how it works, but you're on something I keep hearing about mold toxicity. In mold, that's one of the things that I've had my allergies to is mold. That I do know. In the spring and the winter, or the late fall, when things will start to mold and stuff like that, that's when mine are actually the worst. Or were the worst. This summer, this spring, I didn't have any issues. I had some this fall, and actually, there was one time this summer too where we had a lot of rain, and a lot of stuff got soaked and wet, and it's just nasty outside. But yeah, mold's not a good thing to have. You did switch to organic when using pods. I get plastic-free, compostable. See, it's not just Larry that has trouble with words. I do too. And I can't blame it on the false teeth because I don't have any. It's just me. Dairy next year. Coffee likely will follow the following year. Yeah. Dairy for me is something that I can use sparingly. If I use it as a condiment, like cheese and a little bit of cream or whatever, I can do that and still maintain, like, I'm trying to lose weight now, so I can still maintain losing weight. But if I eat it as a staple food, then no, I can't do that. My body doesn't like it. Let's see. CB McCormick could go on for hours about mold. Oh yeah, and how toxic it is to humans. He told me never eat blue cheese or drink coffee because of the mold and issues it causes. I've never really thought about the mold in the coffee before. But it makes sense. Oh, I like CB. All right, so hey, Zwan, this is hi Lance. Just wanted to say hi to you and everyone. We're out of town and are about to head out to an event. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you, Zwan. Nice to see you here. But yeah, CB is all the guys that we see on the KMT and in those live streams or the moderators that he has. They're all really good. I like Peter. I like Jonathan. I can't even think of all the people that we have in there. There's some really great people in there. Juliet's in there. Oh. You were told as a kid I had mold allergies through testing. My kids get allergies in the fall and it's fall season. Absolutely. And that there are so many people that get that and they don't really understand what it is causing it. The environment there's just so much stuff out there, but it's amazing when you remove certain foods that your body is able to fight through these things better. I know for me, having my allergies for, 35 years, and then all of a sudden they're gone. It was amazing. I got hit with a cloud of pollen, and that's when my allergy started. I walked out of my work one day, and as I walked out, a green cloud of pollen descended on me from a tree right across the parking lot, and my eyes started watering, my nose was running, I got stopped up, I couldn't get rid of it. The only time it ever got any better was when I went into we had NBC training, nuclear biological chemical training. We'd have to go through a gas chamber every now and then. And if I went to the gas chamber and took my mask off, I could clear out my sinuses, and I could go 6-8 months without having any issues with allergies. But it didn't work. It doesn't work when I got out. CB has done a ton of research on mold. He should go on to Dr. Kiltz and talk about that so he can do that. Does CB have a channel? Does he actually talk about this here on YouTube? I'm just interested. Let's see. Bryce Bissy, tolerate dairy, no negative feedback, but I do have Hashimoto's and it's seemingly contradicted there. My anti-thyroid hormones are high in testing. Yeah. I actually know a few people that have Hashimoto's, and it's amazing what helps and what doesn't. And each person seems to, it's just like anything else. Everybody has to find out what works for them, because it works for you doesn't mean it's going to work for everyone. It would be nice if it did. And the biggest part of it is our basic diet is not designed properly. It really isn't. I forgot to hit the like. Yeah, hit the like button. Give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Thank you, Julia. See, I have it on my. I have both of the streams pulled up on my laptop, so I can look and make sure that I don't look like I'm, a dork on here. I even hit the thumbs up button for myself sometimes. I forget to do it. Now, like on Larry's, when he does it, I pull up both of them and I hit like on both of them. Sometimes I forget what stream I'm in when I comment. Bryce says, for me, Hashimoto's, there's an iodine concern. Yeah, that competes with fluoride and bromide, which is everywhere. Yeah, I went as far as to even switch my toothpaste away from a fluoride toothpaste. I do reverse osmosis water. So I don't like the fluoride. The fluoride is a poison. It's really bad for you. John's, for me, it isn't coffee. I drink it during long fast with no ringing, but then I added protein back and now it's back. So I believe it's insulin spikes from protein causing inflammation. What kind of protein, John? Are you eating the higher fat or lower fat proteins when you're having issues with that? Just curious. Bryce Bissy, yes, absolutely. It's very individualistic. Nurse Nisha put her Hashimoto's into remission. Yeah, and Nisha isn't carnivore. She's ketovore. She eats other foods. So, and that's why I will also say that everybody doesn't have to be carnivore, but eliminating the ultra processed foods is what we really need to do. Getting rid of the seed oils is what we need out of our lives. Those were industrial lubricants to begin with, and they really need to go. There's nothing good with a seed oil. Julian says that's interesting to John about the ringing in his ears coming back when he adds in protein. Brian's biscuit, yes, fluoride. I got fluoride free. Can't afford a reverse osmosis, but I find the filter that removes it. Yeah, our grocery store it's just down the street, has reverse osmosis, and it's like 40 cents a gallon now. I remember when it used to be 15 cents a gallon to get reverse osmosis water. It's just crazy. Well, my heated cup is empty, so now I have this here for my element. And that is hot. Oh my goodness. That's one thing these insulated cups like this here really do a good job of keeping that hot. John says I don't have issues with sardines or salmon. It's only with the red meats. Really? That's amazing. I do like sardines. I do like salmons too. So it's pretty good. My wife doesn't like it when I eat sardines. She won't even come near me if I'm eating them. She doesn't like the smell of sardines, but she'll buy them for me, which is awesome. It's just red meat, huh? I wonder if it has. Have you ever been tested for alpha gall? See if that's maybe you have the allergy to the red meat. Maybe that's something that you have going on. Brad's so I've seen those at some big box stores. That's pretty convenient. Yeah. We have 2 5-gallon bottles that we fill up, and I have the under the cooler dispenser, so it goes inside the cooler. You don't see it on top, and it's really it's a nice setup to have. And you get hot water out of it. You get room temperature water or cold water, and you can adjust the heat for the hot water. So I've got mine set way too hot because I can't read my element with it the way it is right now. Bridesmaids, yes, alpha gall is the tick bite from the Texas Lone Star tick. I had to think for a second, but it's something that when they bite, their saliva goes into you and it causes a reaction to the alpha gall that's in meats and makes you allergic to it. And with everybody, you have different reactions to allergies. So each allergy is a little bit different. So it still could be something that people don't even realize that they have. And I don't know if it would just be if that's the only source that can do it is that tick, or if there's anything else out there that might cause that too. John says, I'm addicted to red meat and find myself overindulging. Red meats are as bad for me as carb addiction now. I can get that too, because I have a hard time with like when I'm throwing stuff on the smoker and I smoke a bunch of different meats. I want to eat it all when I get done with it, because I really enjoy the smoke flavor. It's supposed to be temporary, but like anything, it's highly individual. Similar to limes, yes, it does make a difference. Each person has their own reaction, and they actually just reported the first known death from alpha gall was somebody like from the East Coast, which is really odd. But there are people out there that want to figure out how to transmit it to everybody to get everybody allergic to red meat so that they can make you eat the bugs. Okay, why do so many people I know in person have alpha gall? Is it because they are testing more? I don't know. I don't know anybody that has alpha gall. And it's from a Lone Star tick, and I don't believe it's in that many states as of right now. And the last I saw, it was primarily down in the southern states and hadn't gotten up north too far. Hope it never shows up here, because that would suck. The price of beast doesn't allow me to get addicted to red meat at all. Bryce biscuit, yeah, the price is definitely going up. I definitely need to get a couple of chuck roasts so I can make them into ground beef, a little bit cheaper and a little cleaner meat. Bryce biscuit says, I have one friend and one family member diagnosed with Lyme's. It took docs forever to test for it, though. Yeah, testing for Lyme's is like testing your insulin. They don't ever want to check it, and I don't understand why. It's just not right. Weird, right? Missouri not known for Lyme's, let alone alpha gall. Yeah, that's just. But you are in that zone right down there where you come up to some of them weird southern states. No, are you in southern Missouri? Is that where you're at, Juliet? I know I've heard before where you are, and I keep forgetting. You would think it's a simple test. Yeah, the testing is simple, and I don't know why they choose not to. If it can diagnose it, and it doesn't cost that much to test for Lyme's, why not test for it? Is it because they get more doctor visits, they get more money? It's a business model, so they keep people coming back to find out. Maybe. Yeah, John says protein does have half the glycemic value of carbohydrates. Right. And if you listen to Dr. Kiltz, that's because every cell in your body has glucose in it. Red meat, every cell in your body does. So even the animals that were eating the red meat, they have it also. Brian's visit docs had me inpatient for 1 week before testing sonogram to discover I had gallstones. Testing all week before that with nuclear contrast scans. Wow, that's crazy. Yes, Southwest Missouri, close to Arkansas, near Branson. Okay, we have a house in Branson, but moved to Springfield. I get you. So I've been through Missouri. Well, the northern part of Missouri. We were visiting relatives. So my wife's in southern Iowa, and we did go into the northern part of Missouri, and I couldn't tell you where, but that was, I don't know, 25 years ago. So it's been a while. Julie said, I did admit yesterday that I do eat carbs. Trace, yes, there's carbs in eggs, beef, pork. So there, absolutely. There are carbs in everything that we're eating, and it's just a matter of whether or not you have exogenous carbohydrates, like the amount that come in plants and the amount that come in the processed foods. Are they adding sugar to it? Are they adding maltodextrin to it? There's so many different names for sugar now. It's amazing how many things that they have out there that you can have a name for sugar. It's just crazy. Let's see if I can actually find. Actually, I have a right there. Let me add this here real quick. There you go. These are names for sugar. Everything on here is just another name for sugar. This here shows 56 of the names. And they come in different forms: solids and granules, simple sugars, liquids, or syrups. And it's in so many foods, it's just ridiculous that they put all this sugar in there and not even, maltodextrin is one of the highest glycemic indexes out there. So, but you can put that in as natural flavoring and you don't have to record it. It doesn't get reported on there. It's just crazy. Bryce said I eat shrimp, which has measurable carbs. I don't fear some carbs. The carbs that you get from a meat-based source like fish, shrimp, meat, scallops. Scallops have even more carbs than what shrimp does. It's just something else. I can eat those and I don't have the glycemic response. It doesn't show up. Dextrose, high fructose corn syrup, natural flavors. Yeah, they're all really bad. Bridesmaid says anything ending in OSE. Yep. There's so many of them out there that are just really bad for you. Good morning, Jay. How are you doing this morning? It's nice to see you here. Juliet says, me neither. Bridesmaid said, if it's from Animal Kingdom, it's fine. So I'm 99% carnivore and black coffee. Black coffee. I do miss it. But I don't miss not having the name. That's something that's nice to have. You just don't like fish, any fish. You wish you did. This fish, for some people, is a very, it has to be cooked a perfect way for some people to like and need it. So, let's see, bridesmaids blew my mind to learn potatoes and potato starch have a higher glycemic index than table sugar. Yes. If you look up the glycemic index, you'll see so many things on there that have a higher GI than table sugar. And some of the stuff is just really high. I know like maltodextrin, table sugar is like 65, maltodextrin is like 132 or 128 or something like that. It's almost twice that of sugar. So it's got a lot. Well, hey, it was great having everybody in here today. I really enjoyed talking with everybody. While your husband loves catfish, you can look at it. You know, I never had catfish until I was in the military. And after that, I do like catfish. Catfish was good. But now it's breaded and I don't eat breading. So, but I used to like catfish with a little bit of Louisiana hot sauce on it. John said with my yearly in-depth labs, I've dialed down my macros to 90 grams of protein, 160 grams of fat. That still keeps my muscle in healthy zone. Yep. Just started that today. I'll see what happens. End of one experiment. That's good. It's a good way to do it, John. Keep experimenting on yourself and sharing what you learn. Thanks, Bride Biscuit. We'll see you in the next live. Michelle, glad I caught your live. Have lots to do. Want to catch Carnivore Quest for a few, then get busy. Have a blessed day. You too, Michelle. We'll see you over at Larry's. Juliet, glad to be here. Bye, guys. See y'all later. And with that, I'm going to end the stream. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Saturday, same time. Have a good day.